everybody, and welcome to the Rogue Soul channel. Of course, I am your host, Javante, and I'm back with another installment, another conversation, another heart to heart in regards to my struggles and, my trials and my journey on making myself a better person and sort of transforming my life into something different, going in a different direction, learning more about myself, learning how I used to act and find behaviors that I would like to change moving forward so I can learn and grow and, be more happy and freer. Now, with that said, today's topic I would like to advise has to deal with learning to tell the truth. Now, this one is another tough one for me because a lot of times throughout my life, I've lied to either protect myself, other people. I've lied to get ahead. I've lied to keep myself safe. I've lied to get out of certain situations. I've lied to myself. I've lied to other people. I've lied to the people I care about. I've lied to everybody in one way, shape, or form or another. And when my previous mindset was very much so, it's okay to do in certain circumstances. However, for me, it just grew into a point of no return. A lot of times, I wouldn't tell the truth about how I feel in regards to things. I wouldn't tell the truth as far as, what I really thought in regards to situations, what I really believe, how I really saw things, all for the sake of diplomacy. Like, try to make for sure I'm in a state of compromise. I'm in a state of just not getting too involved. Just a constant state of protection for myself. I would try to protect myself by not oversharing too much. Not, if called to share, not really sharing. Not sharing too much, withholding information, only telling half truths, and never really giving anybody the full story so that they could truly get, to know me. I never really trusted people. And it's been a rough journey with that. I've never always having to be alert, always looking over your shoulder, always sort of just never giving too much. You don't want anybody too close. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to keep going through certain circumstances, or you've gone through certain circumstances, which I have in my life, with growing up, and I picked up on a lot of tactics to sort of avoid avoid like either emotions just in general that weren't happy, to avoid real closeness with people, because to me, in my mind, it was people always leave. People always, you get close with them and you never know, at the drop of a hat, they can wake up one day and feel something totally different about you. You know, I always saw people as complex beings that are capable of, you know, loving you one minute and absolutely hating you the next and not wanting to be bothered with you. And I had a lot of that dynamic with, you know, growing up, as far as, you know, relatives being one way towards you one second and the next second it's just a problem. And I didn't really understand, and I didn't want to keep going through that same debacle. So I just stopped. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I won't give you too much of me. I won't be forthcoming with information. If I am required to give you information, I'm only going to give you so much information. And then, over time, I started lying to myself to like make myself either feel better, make myself believe that, you know, certain things that I would do are okay. I would try to logically, you know, rationalize things to where it would be something that was completely fucked up and heinous, but I would rationalize it to the point where it's okay. This is why you did this. They did this. You did this in return, and the chips fell where they fell. So therefore, it's justified. Yes, two wrongs don't make a right. However, what are you going to do in this life? I refuse to be seen as a person that was weak, that didn't have it together, that could be walked over, that could be challenged in any way, that they weren't about, literally, they weren't about that life. They weren't about any of that. I didn't want that to be me. I didn't want to be bamboozled. I didn't want to be hurt. I didn't want people walking all over me. I didn't want any of the bad things. So in my mind, what I had to do was I had to harden myself and not give too much. You know, never say what you're feeling. Truly. Always be in a logical, diplomatic space. A space of compromise. And that was just with people you cared about. Once you get out there in the real world, it was just more so no, I'm not letting you trample over me, just period, point blank. Not knowing that not everybody's coming for you. Not everybody's trying to trample over you. People generally would want to get to know you. People generally would want to know your true opinions, how you truly feel about things, what you want to say truly, you know. And I didn't believe that. I seen the world as it's a whole bunch of negative people. It's a whole bunch of craziness out there. And you have to be prepared for that. So I never trusted anyone to tell the truth to. And I didn't trust my heart to tell myself the truth without being hurt and completely just thrown for a loop. Completely mortified because I've been mortified before, you know, with going through life, growing up, or even through my adult life. I've been, mortified before. And I didn't want to go through that. So I just always never give too much. Of course, now I'm learning the true importance of, telling the truth for oneself and for the people that actually do care about you. I have, of course, my new family now, and we've been going through a bit of a struggle in regards to me as far as opening up fully, as far as, when are you going to tell us the truth about just period point blank instead of giving us what you think we want to hear, or giving us these diplomatic statements of, yeah, this is logically the conclusion you come to, but you're not giving us anything about how you feel. That's not how you feel in regards to it. Even down to the simplest things of, how do you feel? I'm fine. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. When people that actually love and care about you are with you and they see you, they can tell that you're not. They can tell within your little quirks, facial expressions, the little things about you that give away, if they're around you a lot, that give away over time. This is how this person behaves when they're upset. This is how this person behaves when they're sad. This is how this person behaves when they're happy. Down to the simplest things like that. Or coddling myself and coddling my heart to tell myself it's okay, if it's okay. And I got to the point where I would tell myself anything to make anything okay. That it was all right for me to lie. That it's appropriate, for protection. That it's appropriate for me. It's appropriate to not give people too much. And it's been a tough struggle, sort of, for me, not sort of, but a lot for me to come out of that and it's still a journey. I'm still working through it. I'm still going through, my paces with it and coming out of that and doing my learning and growing with it by, practicing, when people ask you how you feel in regards to it, what do you actually feel? And not just with blanket statements, just full-fledged. I feel this because of this. I feel this because of this, that, and the third. And if you're not okay, say you're not okay, and then go into the reasons why. Because maybe the people that love and care about you can actually help you get through those moments. And so I had to learn to give up the facade. I just recently did a video, my previous video on where I talked about faking it through life. And even with faking it through life, that is a lie. You know, with having these different personas that aren't you, that's a lie. You know, when you have a different persona for different people and different facets of your life, you're never giving anybody who you really are. You're only giving them this perception that you want them to have of you. And I went through life trying to create a character for myself to be for different people, or just to be, period. I went through a lot of them. I had one for every day of the week. Then I worked on trying to create one for just period, point blank, instead of just learning about myself and finding out what makes me truly me. Now, again, at a point, yes, I was unaware, and I did what I was doing to survive growing up. What I felt I had to do to survive growing up. And then once I reached a state of competency where, you know, okay, this is full-fledged, now it became a choice to continue on. And I carried that into adulthood. I carried all of this into adulthood. And I chose to do that because in my mind, it was already registered that this is what I have to do and this is what I have to be. This is how I have to be to make for sure that I make it, to make for sure that I survive and not get swallowed up in a cruel ass world. Not fully understanding that a lot of the world's cruelness and a lot of the craziness that the world has isn't my reality. You know, I've been blessed to not have to experience a lot of things that other people experience as far as tragedy wise on a daily basis. I've had my fair share of trials, tribulations, and struggles, and my own share of tragedies, but it's always, you always got to remember that there's always someone that is going through or has been through something much worse. And I've been blessed to not have to go through many of those. And I had to learn that you can't always prepare for everything and you don't know everything. And I had to learn that my perception was skewed already because I was learning about life through certain environmental observations that were just particular to that environment and not the entire world. I was learning it through TV. I was learning it through movies also. I was learning it through what I could pick up through school. I mean, in my last video, yes, I talked about like when growing up, my friends were teachers, they were adults, they were adults, you know. So I picked up a lot of, you know, lingo, a lot of mannerisms, a lot of how grown-ups act and like applied it. Not realizing that I wasn't learning how to grow up and be an adult, I was mimicking that. I was trying to emulate that. And I've been trying to emulate that for a long time versus actually learning and growing. I say all that to say this because, again, this is something that I'm still working through, and I do have my slip-ups at times. I do have my times where, you know, it fires off. It's always ready to come on out. You know, it's in the chamber. It's trained. It's registered that this is what you do, and it just happens. You know, I may not catch myself in the act all the time. I may catch myself later on, or somebody may bring it to my attention immediately. You know, I've been thankful to have the supportive family that I do have, to still, you know, walk with me through this and be supportive and try to be there still, even when I'm not at my best with them. And I say that it's important to, if anybody like out there is also struggling with, you know, self-identity and wanting to create personas to be, because either you feel like you're not enough or you feel like that's just how you have to be to survive. It's not the case. It's living a lie. It's not you being you, and it won't make you truly happy. It won't really come together like you expect it to come together. I expected many things. I expected my life to turn out a lot different by this age. And I had to go through a lot of rude awakenings in regards to that. My life didn't turn out like that. I had to learn over time that it wasn't right, instead of just feeling like, okay, I gotta try it a different way. You gotta try lying a different way. You gotta be like this now. This is what they want to see. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to lie about yourself. You don't have to lie to people. You don't have to lie to yourself. You can tell yourself the truth and trust that you will be okay in learning and growing. And it's not going to be easy. It for damn sure isn't easy for me. I had to learn to tell myself a lot of truths and accept that, even though I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to feel those feelings, but I realized I had to feel those in order to move forward, in order to actually overcome a lot of traumas, a lot of burdens that I placed on myself, a lot of traumas and burdens that may have been placed on me by other people. I had to learn how to come through that and learn and grow. And I say that because you're capable of doing it too. Hopefully, if someone watching this is also struggling with the same thing, they can see and they can relate, and they can know that, okay, it's not just me. Because again, some people may not have that support that I have with, you know, family or friends that are actually like true in the sense of, you know, calling you out on your bullshit, trying to help you and be there for you. A lot of people don't have that. So I hope this helps people as far as having somebody to relate to and understanding you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that, period. You can be yourself and find your place in life and find your purpose in life. You don't have to form a lie to conform to everybody that you meet. You don't have to do it for work. You don't have to do it for friends. You don't have to do it for family. You will find the place you're supposed to be. You will find the people you are supposed to be with. You'll find the work you are supposed to be doing. And it will come naturally with you just being yourself. But with that, I thank you for joining me. Have yourselves a good evening. I'm going to have myself a good evening and rest and relax. And I really hope this message helps you. It's helping me. I hope it helps somebody, But keep on going. You'll get to where you're supposed to be. And I'll see you next time.